Should the government provide free education? Why? Ever been to a place with no public education? Forget literacy rates and lack of math skills. Zero public education means zombie kids from poor families on the street at 8 or 9, huffing gasolinetto feel warm. It's so sad. Yay, the government should provide free education. Once upon a time we believed that government, vehicle for us to accomplish things for our society. No program has worked better than public education in that regard. None. Opposing education is not edgy or cool. It's stupid. Many poor students who receive free education are able to break out of poverty by finding better jobs and earning higher salaries over time. Where I'm from, they do. And I see it as normal. The education of the child, or the ignorance of the man. For one or the other I am obliged to pay, and I definitely prefer the former.
Who is the most insecure celebrity? How is no one bringing up Steven Seagal? Lol, he's such a douche canoe. Elon Musk. Andrew Tate and the whole onslaught of manosphere's cameras, if we count them as celebrities, but I guess we do. Donald Trump. Madonna. Can't accept that she's old. Hillary, I am fake Spanish Hilaria. Baldwin insecure is just one of her many different traits. Given everything I've seen, MGK. Just a walking ball of insecurities and brings it up basically every time he opens his mouth. Dude needs a therapist. Hard to choose between the Kardashian, Jenner sisters, but I would say Khloe? Because of all the Photoshop and also probably because of what she went through as someone who used to be body shamed all the time. Demi Lovato. Nick Cannon. Kylie Jenner? Judging by amount of surgeries, always posing half naked, filters and having baby no 2 with a guy who doesn't even look like Kesher at all. Couples who regularly shower together, what do you do in there? Stand there awkwardly with a hair full of shampoo while waiting for my turn under the water. Fight for water temperature supremacy. Talk about random things, listen to music, wash each other, and sometimes fool around. My wife's *oobs may look clean, but why take any chances? So I wash them for her. Because I care, did you know, about hygiene. Get the outer layer of my skin burned off. Becca use my wife likes it at the same temperature to boil a lobster, whereas I prefer it at the temp at which most penguins are content. We spent like 15 minutes one time blowing soap bubbles. Usually don't shower together, but when we do I like to play slip and slide with our chests. Slippery boobies are the best. Get clean, then get dirty. Talk about other exciting ways to save money. Shower. Shower X is overrated. Shower foreplay, however, is pretty okay. Watch my husband try and wiggle away from how hot the water, then squeal loudly when he makes it cold.
What makes you not want to be intimate with your so? Personally, the only issue I have is my so's drinking. He just becomes an unattractive person when he's drunk. It's one thing if we're both out socializing and drinking together occasionally. Buddha drinks almost every day, sitting on the couch in front of the TV and to the point of sloppy drunkenness way too often. His face changes. Posture changes. His personality changes. I just get so turned off. When I make a move, and then get the feeling she's not really in the mood, would only do it to please me. I want us both to have a good time, not only me. So when she seems not into it, I take a step back. Taking a moment to realize I am the only one that makes actual advances in the relationship. Makes me not want it. People think men only want sex for face value, but a lot of men actually want the feeling of being desired more so. Sometimes she has little leftover pieces of toilet paper clinging to her cooch like an action hero. My wife just had knee surgery a week ago. It was luckily a relatively minor surgery, and she has said we can do stuff since a few days ago, but I'm terrified of hurting her. Usually it's when we're too tired from the day-to-day with work and kids. Unequal distribution of household responsibilities. I work more hours than him, earn more than him, take on probably 75% of the household responsibilities. We have kids, so that's a lot. For example, I traveled 5 hours round trip for a business meeting yesterday, arrived home and made dinner. Then he wondered why I was not interested in any sexual advances. He was off work all day and did literally ucking nothing. Yes, I have communicated this to him. No, it hasn't made a difference, as I am working from home today and he has again sat doing nothing. He does do chores, but it is sporadic for the most part, and he seems to think doing one thing in a day means he has been busy. Feeling angry. I hate feeling angry. I don't like being around other people when angry. So I'll go for a walk, a drive, etc. and just clear my head. My husband used to dislike his job. He'd come home and do nothing but itch. After a while, I just gave up trying to cheer him up with X, you can only try so long. So, we had a long dry spell. Like, whatever you think a dry spell would be, it's longer. When someone is constantly annoyed, well, it's hard to feel amorous. Anyway, he early retired, 54, like a month before COVID kicked in, and by autumn that year, well, let's just say we're back to what we were like when we first met. He's not *ist off all the time. I'm retired as well, and let's just say, afternoon nookie is such a perk, as is morning nookie and 3 a.m. nookie because you can sleep in. I'm glad we stayed together. Going on 33 years and we're so happy.
What is your first thought about someone when they have a Confederate flag sticker on their car? Do not engage. As a Louisianian, if in the South, they're likely unaware they are racist or they're turbo-racist outside the South. I'm not only a racist. I'm also an absolute fucking moron. That it is a weird thing to do here in Germany. Racist trash. If it's an orange Dodge Charger, them Duke boys arene RB somewhere. If American, stupid *unt. If Canadian, really stupid *unt. Missouri was not even part of the Confederacy, dumbass. For reference, I live in Mo, and they are all over down here.
Teachers of Reddit, what was the moment you realized, this kid is gonna be a serial killer one day? Went to school with a kid called Michael who strangled himself in class with a shoelace. Like purple face and forcefully doing it. One time he broke his arm and had a cast. Got into an argument with another kid and he just started bashing him with the broken arm. Really hard. The teacher tried to get him to leave and go to the principal's office. He refused, so she moved the entire class next door and left him there. So he barricaded the door and started trashing the classroom. The projectile monitors, ripping whiteboards off the wall, flipping tables. After 30 minutes the police arrived and he was coloring in, bouncing his feet looking happy, waving to kids outside the window looking in. Police broke the door down and he jumped on the table then attacked them. Never saw him again after that one. Dude was nuts. Edit. I remember too, before he barricaded the room an assistant teacher, for kids with issues, went in to talk to him and he started kicking, punching her. She ran out and that's when he started barricading the room in a fit of rage. I'd like to say there wasn't one defining instance but more of a long list of them that when everything was over and I had time to relax and process everything did I come to the realization that in 20 maybe 10 years time I'd see this little boy as a teen or a man on the news for murder. Ehud, this one student, let's call him Timmy, was prone to extreme violent outbursts for little to no reason at all and they were so unpredictable that I had to set up a Timmy evacuation protocol with my other students in case I felt their lives were in danger. These are some of the times I had to use this protocol. Before Timmy was banned in my room from using pencils and safety scissors, he went on a rampage. With a pencil. He was trying to stab another classmate because I helped her with her writing before him. He was doing his writing just fine, and seconds before that, I had told him, "Great job, Timmy. I love how you are keeping your letters on the lines." He didn't need help, and he never once asked for it. Thankfully, the little girl was no threat as I was right there and was able to throw my hand in front of her face where he was aiming. However, he did get me and the pencil lead was left in my hand. Timmy attempted to choke another child because that child was using a red crayon, so instead of getting an identical red crayon from the bucket in front of him he tackled that child out of his chair and put his hands on his neck while screaming like a banshee. About a week after the choking incident, he was upset because he wanted to be the only one in class. So he pushed a shelf that I, as a grown adult, have trouble moving over in an attempt to, in his words, squish his classmates who were working on the carpet. Thankfully, I was able to hold ITUP while they ran. He proceeded to destroy the entire room, to the point where I decided to just move classrooms for the day as it would have been impossible to clean it up, and frankly I didn't want my already traumatized students to come in and witness it. Every single day, this child would have a violent meltdown. Some were more contained to himself, a small area, or me personally. Edit. I am a UP teacher. This child was 4 years old. 9-year-old chasing an 8-year-old with a brick in each hand trying to smash the other kid's skull in. When I stopped him, he was screaming something about how he was going to kill the other kid. He's probably 13 now and I suspect in jail or killing animals for fun. She was a little angel student when my boss was in the room, but the second the door closed, she tilted her head, stared at me, and said, "I want to hurt you." Her eyes were absolutely lifeless. She was 8. She was also very frequently violent to me and other students, teachers. I used to teach at a military training school, where the new recruits would go after basic training to learn their specific job. One student I had was insanely smart, like always made perfect scores and had a degree in some technical field. But he was super racist, sexist, showed no emotion, and said he wanted to have **pay dungeon in his house someday. He ended up getting kicked out for insubordination and stalking. No idea where he is now. Not a teacher but was a student that had gone through an unfortunate experience, and I ended up being forced to attend the disciplinary school of my high school for a while. While I was there, I had to avoid one of the kids. He was just nutty. On a morning while we waited for the teacher to arrive, no adult with the troubled children alone, skeptical smiley face. The kid had ripped off some wood from something and it had a nail in it. He kept trying to slam my feet with the nail part and one other girl. He threw it when the teacher came up and the teacher just rolled her eyes and told us to hurry up and get in the trailer, skeptical smiley face. Thankfully I got out after 2 weeks instead of 2 months by_X. Preschool teacher for a very wealthy community. I have a 3-year-old who is physically violent. The first day I had him in my class, he attacked me. I tend to get down on the floor and play with the kids. Seeing an opportunity, he latched onto my ear and tore little bits of flesh with his tiny fingernails. I tried talking to his mom. She says, "Yeah, he gets rowdy. Just this past week I had him in my room again." Headlighted in making another boy cry. Refused to participate in our activities. Only wanting to throw toys directly at my face. Once I did convince him to participate, he clung to. It was bizarre and honestly made me very. I talked to some other teachers who've known them longer. Apparently mom and dad are serious alcoholics. He is an only child and desperate for attention. They all know about his outbursts and violent tendencies, but there's really nothing anyone can do because he is 3. I'm just going to try my best with him. Positive influence and some consistency will give this little guy some reassurance. I know that there are people who are mentally ill and born with issues beyond their control, but I think this kid just has hit parents. Wish me luck, friends.